Greetings to all those people who know me on Facebook. Peace, shalom, and all those beautiful sayings. Hope you have a great year, at the end of the year, etc., etc. Okay, now I made the post, and the post was about two things, words that I learned. It's actually a few things that I learned. But I'm going to get to them real fast. I'm going to try to make this as fast, as simple as possible. A lot of people already know me, so my thoughts are not your thoughts. They're out of this world, basically. Because what people don't realize is the gifts and talents that God has given each and every one of us. And we tend to laugh at that person. But what I want y'all to do is hold your breath. Because that breath that you breathe, that's God's breath, okay? That's what makes you a living being compared to anything else in this world, is that breath of God. Now, let's rock this. We are conditioned beings, period. We no longer live in the state of nature, and we use words, right? Words are powerful. Words become living things. If anybody understand that concept, a thought becomes a living thing. It becomes a object, inanimated or animated. Like, for instance, having a baby. You want a baby. You do what is necessary physically to what? Manifest the baby. Notice the word manifesting. Okay? So words are powerful, very, very, very powerful, and used in the wrong way can lead to a lot of dysfunctions, should I say. So the dysfunctions that I'm talking about is family and friends. I'm no angel, and if I was, I have two ways to go, either quote unquote good or bad, and then in God there's no good nor bad, right? Now, so friends and family. What is a family to you? Is it someone that y'all go to picnics, y'all got the last names, this and that, and so forth, like that, biologically manifestations, right? If you take away those biological manifestations, then what do you have? You have no friends, no family, right? Because why? Those biological conditions, they are conditions. So if you can alter the conditions of that unit as a family or friend, then the individuals can be actually snatched by wolves one by one. And you wonder what's going on. What we don't realize about the devil, and I'm a shoot it out there, Lucifer, whatever. Now, here's the thing people don't realize about Lucifer. I'm gonna cut this light off because I'm getting hot. Okay, Lucifer is considered, and hear me out, the light bearer, but he's the prince of darkness. Do you think that's controversial right there? Now, I'm gonna explain to you something just like family and friend. Family is considered the light bearer, and friends are like considered the principle of darkness, the prince of darkness. Why is this? The family is the first one that normally can hurt you the most, just by words. Then friends are the second one that can hurt you the most, just by words. Now notice something about these two. They swear up and down they know you, biologically. And that is a problem because biologically, we tend to forget that we also mentally and spiritually inclined. So we make a lot of mistakes biological. Now the second biggest question out there before I go, the time is running short. I had this discussion with somebody and I said, do you believe that God make mistakes? And I know that this person was a religious person, don't matter on the denominations, because of the question asked, do you believe God make mistakes? Now, most people would not even entertain that thought because it's like a reject button, a stop button. What you mean? It's a defensive button. God doesn't need us to defend God, first of all. So it's not a defense button. It's a button of question. Do you believe that God makes mistakes? The reason why, because this ties into what we call family and friends. Okay. People read in all their books. It doesn't matter on which one. Basically, they all say the same thing. They come up to the same car, and they all just looking at it from a different viewpoint. But it is the same car. So y'all gotta understand that, overstand it, and understand it. Okay. All right. God, to me, because of the knowledge I receive, doesn't make mistakes at all. Even the thing of Adam and Eve wasn't a mistake. It wasn't even a sin. What it was what God wanted to see is to actually see their free will, to explore beyond it. They have free will to make a choice, and okay, once you make a choice, it doesn't always have to stick or stay with you, right? Some choices are a little bit more, you have to get into to detangle it, right? Because it is very well tangled. However, it's nothing impossible. And God tells us this. So the thing about Lucifer and what he does to us, he gets our greatest consent. And the consent is this: God has made a mistake because he created Adam in sin. But I tell people, that's not even a sin. And depending on what religion you are, you hold this so dearly, because if you didn't, then you couldn't accept somebody who you believe is equal or have partnerships with God. It is don't happen that way. If you believe that that individual have partnerships with God, so do you. It's simple, because like I said, you are the living breath of God. You would not exist if God's breath wasn't in you. And it's not like everything else. He just say, be a tree, be a this, or be a that, and be a this. But when he breathed into our body, we became dominant over everything that God created. And God put it there purposely for we could be dominant. But in our dominant seed, we supposed to spiritualize the world. The Jewish use a word called tikkun olam, Tikkun Olam, I believe. Tikkun olam, that means like repairing the world. What are they talking about? They're talking about quantum physics, people. Repairing the world, not only on the outside, because the environment does speak to you, but you also have to repair the world inside you, because the environment listens to you. This is the thing that I told people about us, how great we are. There's a Japanese man, his name's Masur, I believe. He wrote the book called The Hidden Message in Waters. Now, anybody has read this, or you could YouTube it. right? It doesn't matter if you can't read it. You could YouTube it and get a understanding of why we have dominancy and why do they worship us. That means to serve us, people. Worship means to serve. Look it up for yourself. You'll find the word. There. Now, excuse me. Now you have these. Now, God doesn't make a mistake, so He created us with free will. So it was the choice that they made, and every choice has a lesson, a learning lesson. So all they did was learn the lesson, but they was meant to come down here on the planet Earth anyway, because that's the way God intended to be. Read your book more. That's all I have to say. This is your boy, Muscata 67, Omar Lambert C. Davenport, signing out. Peace.